Good mornings, YouTube and my subscribers. Well, it's 5:26 a.m. and I'm just here to make a video on my way to work. So last night I did Uber Eats. It was about 7 o'clock. I did kind of start a little bit late, but but I was on live stream for a real long time, but I didn't mind. Just had a lot of things I had to get off my chest and things of that nature. And my end results, or numbers rather, with Uber Eats was $25. I got a $4 tip from this one customer, black woman, lived in a beautiful house, gated community up in Snellville. I was like, dang, this is a beautiful subdivision. Gated, it remind me of the country club up there in Sugarloaf. And so when I drove up in there, had a security guard on duty, of course. Beautiful, well-kept neighborhood. And it wasn't all black either. It was a black woman, too. Young black woman. She looked like she was in her late 30s, I would say. Maybe early 40s. I don't know. But, so I got a tip from her, dropped off her, what was it, Firehouse? Something like that. Yeah, it was Firehouse. So, and, as I was driving through the subdivision, I know there was a lot of, I saw a couple of white people walking. No, they weren't white. They were more like Indian. I just know they weren't white. I would say white, but they're not. They, so I was like, dang, why did I come across this subdivision or neighborhood when I was looking for my house? But I'm satisfied with what I got in my terms of my home. But I just like the neighborhood. I just like the subdivision. But besides, it probably would have been too much for me to live by myself. But if I had a family, that would be surely one area I would love to live in. And I've been there twice. I think I've been in that subdivision. No, I ain't been in there twice. It was another subdivision in Snellville that's gated. And so basically that's what my end result was. It was I ended up doing 2 deliveries, which was a total of 4 yesterday. So I did 2, which was a double batch on my way home when I left from work, and then I just did 2. It was just so slow. From the time I was talking with y'all, the first live stream when I was driving, I didn't get an order until maybe a good 20 minutes in. Yeah, it was a good 20 minutes in, or almost 25 minutes in before I got an order. And then then as I was driving back towards home, I had got another order and went into another new subdivision that was um, being built. But it wasn't as nice as the one I went to before that. But it was still a new subdivision. But so I was like, dang, they building up a whole bunch of new homes, not just inside the city of Atlanta, but even in the surrounding areas. And it was probably around 300,000. I know that other subdivision had to have been around 400,000, or not even 400,000. I would say higher up, 300 to 400. But sometimes you can't go by that. But I just found it was interesting. But then at the same time, I was wondering, I said, how come they're not building anything up and around Stone Mountain? But I see it being, I don't know, it's kind of hard to say how this real estate market in Atlanta, it seems like it's booming, but at the same time, if another economic recession, good morning, if another recession was to happen again, it makes me wonder what's going to happen. But I don't know. I can't worry about recessions and everything else. That's all I know. So, but yeah, that's what I end up doing. And I got a $4 tip from her too on the app. So to know that the app is not difficult for customers to tip, and customers can't tip on that app. So I said, okay. So there's nothing wrong with the app. People could tip, and but she even told me she'll tip on the app. She asked me if she can't tip on the app, and I said, oh yes, you know. So today is Thursday, one more day before the weekend. We'll see what today brings. See if it's going to be another sitting around doing nothing. But I mean, I forgot to tell y'all. Yesterday, they was running around trying to spruce up the place and all this kind of stuff because they had some VIPs that came to visit. They said it was a new client that was coming in. So they had like a big elaborate brunch downstairs in the break room. We have like a big break room that's downstairs. So it was closed for that day, so they could get everything set up in regards to catering. They had it catered. They had like Indian food and other types of food. I guess I didn't really look, but I didn't really look and see what they had. But I assume um, it was probably going to be more Indian type food because I was looking at they had the list of welcome and they had all these lists of people. So they had ethnic names elaborate. I was like, dang. So that's what I was, and then like I told y'all yesterday, they was asking for two people, volunteers, to help them put up these certificates, 1 year, 2 year, and you know merit certificates on the Hall of Fame, and they was putting them up on the board, and I was like, well, I would think they would have had that in place in the first place, some type of achievements or something, because, but to put it up because you having VIPs come to visit, I don't know. It ain't my company, but me and this other girl who's in my class, we was putting them up, had to cut this Velcro. It was like, dang, I said, they ain't got no better, sharper scissors than this. And I mean, they were like, going, running around frantic, running around frantic, putting up signs and matrix signs and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, and then I met the director for the first time. I didn't really, see, I introduced myself. They've been, like I tell y'all, a lot of people there, they just complain. And so I said, okay, this is this is the run away from, and just don't seem to care for, and they make it so obvious about it too. So I saw her, and I just, you know, I walked up to her, said my name, blah blah blah, She says, "Oh, I'm so sorry I never get to meet the class or meet people in the class and during training." And she was asking me about, you know, how things were going or were we logging. I said, I said, no, we just waiting on credentials to start doing work or whatever. Asked me what area I'll be working. I told her. So that was how that conversation went. But, she reminded me of my former attorney that I had to hire. I could tell she's real, like, and I've dealt with people like that. I've dealt with people like that working at the IRS. So I said, sometimes people, you got to take for people for who they are and what they are. And if they show you who they are, believe them. But, I don't know. And then I went on break, came back from break, and she's putting up these signs. And she's sitting up here trying to measure and put up these signs on the wall. And I walk in the door. Here come my lead, the team lead. She was like, "Teresa, go up there and help so and so and so." I'm like, y'all been sitting here. Now, they've been sitting there that whole entire time. They saw that she was struggling. Ain't nobody bothered to help. But when I walked through the door to go back to my seat to do nothing really, go ahead and help. As I went up there to help. And then after that, when I get up there to help her, these people in my class, they sit in their little section. They're like, "That ain't straight." I said, first of all, I was like, you know what? Y'all sat there doing nothing yourselves, and they next to her looking. They just being spectators. And did you think anybody was to stay up there and help? All of a sudden, they want to be critics. I was like, you know what? You need to shut the fuck up. That's what I'm thinking in my mind because, trust me, it's like amazing how people don't want to do nothing, but the minute I do something to help, here comes somebody. I just came here to help. They didn't come here to help me. They came here to help the other person. But and you just want to, this one person, she been worked. She already got hired there from previous rehire, and then she's supposed to be sitting with her teammates, sitting and observing, doing her work. She's sitting there with the rest of the people in the class, and then they walking around telling her so and so said to go back to your seat. I said, to do what? I ain't going back to my seat. It's like they have no sense of I ain't gonna say accountability. They just have no respect. They do what they want to do, you know, loud. People say about they ain't gonna do this. I mean, I was like, I said, I don't care what y'all do. I don't care what y'all decide to do. But to me, it's starting to get on my nerves. It really is. And it's so hard to try to say, okay, just sit there and ignore it. But when it's constantly, y'all, I said, you know what? I said, I'll be sitting there by myself during the breaks, during the lunch, during everything. I don't get into all of that, cliques. Because, see, I don't like cliques. I've never been a person that's been in cliques. Even as a child, I've always been a loner. Now, I had my cousins, I had a lot of cousins. But I didn't and I had maybe one or two people who I really would click, would be friends with. But I didn't, when I was growing up, I always been by myself. I always been to the side, never in no group of people sitting there. But I've always been the one who would do social things, engaging things, but not so much with sitting there with a bunch of people and just yapping all damn day. I just can't. I don't do that. I just don't do that. And in a way, I do that even with amongst my own family members. I have a large family, and we will, we will have something going on, and we'll be in the backyard, or whatever. And people, they do the same thing. That my cousins and stuff, they do the same thing too. Everybody all grouped up. Even though some of them are very close in age, they have more little things in common. I pretty much, I'll sit there among some of my family members, but in terms of like being in the center, laughing and laughing and being all loud and obnoxious and just talking and talking and talking and see my sister's like that. She gets in all in the mix and want to be all this, center of attention. Now, there ain't nothing wrong with smiling, laughing, having fun. We could do that. But I'm not going to be just all cliquish, all, you know, I can't, that's just not me. And I will come, if I go to an event, I'm usually going in by myself and, I go up there, introduce myself, speak hello. I probably find maybe one other person who's just there, and I'll talk and chit chat with them. But in terms of just being there in the middle, and just sitting there, loud talking, and all the emotion, all the hand motions, and girl, let me tell you about this. No, I can't do it. Just can't. I know how to create small talk, but some people just don't know how to talk, be small talk. They just want to be loud, um, all in the center of attention. And the one thing I just can't stand is backstabbing, talking behind somebody's back. Ooh, I can't stand it. Just can't. I can't. And that's all they do. That's all they do. That's all they do. And then and then another thing I hate when people say this. When you got a whole bunch of women, and no, ain't got nothing to do with being a woman, and it ain't got nothing to do with that. Because let me tell you, some of y'all men, y'all know how to stir up mess too. So it ain't got nothing to do with when you got a bunch of women, that stuff gonna happen. No, it's not. Ain't got nothing to do with one's gender about drama. It ain't got nothing to do with it. Trust me. Because trust me, there's some men get into some crap too. Now, it may appear that way that a lot of women do it because the type of job, most jobs that deals with customer service, anything dealing with customer service or office type of work, I'm not talking about if you're a manager and stuff. I'm talking about like administrative, customer service, um, anything dealing with talking on the phone with customers or data entry. Most of the time, it's going to be a woman doing those type of jobs. Whether they be black, white, it's mostly women who do that type of jobs. You don't really see a lot of men be customer service. And I know some of y'all gonna get mad and gonna be hating because you know what? I probably got a whole bunch of comments waiting for me to be approved. But every time if I call a business or company, and if a man answers the phone, why I always be thinking it'd be some gay guy, some gay guy. You could just tell. And I ain't trying to stereotype. I ain't trying to hate, because I know how some people y'all go. Y'all be hating, you know. But you could tell. You could hear the effeminate in the voice, you know. Thank you for calling 18. You can hear it. You can hear it. I don't know. Maybe the gaydar just goes off, and I'm like, and I'm not judging. Trust me, I'm not. I'm just trying to make a point that most of the time men are not in those type of roles and type of jobs. And if they are, most of the time, some of the time, they may be a little feminine. Now, I'm not saying that all the guys up in that place I work with that work in that department are feminine, because they're not. They're not. There's a few of them. Well, put it this way: it's more lesbian women that work there, because they just be, ooh. And I ain't talking about obvious looking ones. They just be sitting there and they just tell all their business, all their business. I sat with this one girl I supposed to be shadowing, and this other girl that sits across her. They're like, maybe I should go back and dating women again. I mean, they just tell all their business. I'm like, God dang, do y'all have any sort of decorum? You know, one thing about me, they ain't gonna know nothing about me. Nothing. If I'm chit chatting and stuff, most of them they do Uber. I see a Uber list sticker, so a lot of them are Uber or whatever the case. Because you don't make that much money, so you gotta supplement your income some sort of way. But they just tell their own. They just tell all their business, and I already know I ain't want to do that. You don't know real basic stuff, and be glad that I even choose to say anything else. But all that, mm-mm. So I'm just gonna go to work today, see what the day brings. Hopefully, we'll be able to be completely with all our credentials today, and we could finally. Um, it ain't nothing to train, to be honest. I don't even know what we're gonna be training. All we need to do is know how to log on to the system, sit at our desk, give us some work, and maybe sit with a couple people and just do a couple of runs, and that's it. Because we already been what they showed us last week demonstrating, and what I did the other day, I was like, shoot, this is it. I got this. That ain't, I mean, I know that this ain't no 5 weeks worth of 6 weeks worth of training. Now, I hope they train us in the other bigger platforms, because I heard they got some unlimited overtime. That's what I want to do. Somehow or another, I'm gonna get myself to ask them to train me on the other platform thing, and that's what they need to do. They need to train everybody on everything, And then if you need people to do the other type of work, then you could do that. You know, because if I could get to do some overtime, trust me, I don't need to do as much Uber Eats. But I don't have to, you know, do maybe 20 hours, or maybe not even 20 hours. I don't know. I got to sit here and think how I'm going to really start, how many hours I'm going to put into it, because I don't want to put a whole bunch of miles on this car, and I got to start planning about buying another car. I don't know if I want to buy another car. I'm going to drive this car until it just can't drive. So this Kia may be very expensive to fix if I need. I mean, I already know it's going to be expensive to fix because I need to get this turbo thing fixed. And but I don't want to keep driving this car to the point where it'll be time for another transmission or nothing. But so far, this must be a very strong car. But I don't think um, I may get me like I don't know what I'm going to get. I'm going to just keep driving this car till whenever. But I know it's not going to be a car. I think I'm going to get me like a little mid-size looking SUV. I don't need no big ass truck. I need something that's gonna be energy efficient. It ain't gonna be a brand new one either. It ain't gonna be no 2019, 2020. It's gonna probably be maybe 2 years, 3 years older. I really would want to get a Range Rover. For some reason, I just want to get something like that. But we'll see. But for now, I'm just gonna drive this car and sell the Corolla, which I'm already planned. It's already in the works. I'm not gonna say any more, but the person knows who they are. So I'm just to get there. But anyway, I didn't even finish telling the story. So yesterday, like I was telling y'all, we had some VIPs, and I'm like, well, dang, when they gonna come walk through? All day, waiting. So here it comes, 2:29. They talk about, oh, the client's about to come and walk through. So 2:30 come, it's time for us to go home. It's time to go home. Now, at first, I was gonna wait and see if the people from VIP come, but they didn't come to the corner or nothing. So you know what the people did in my class? They all sit together, right? They all got up at once, all filed up, leaving in massive droves. And then the TE, she was like, kind of, I was the last one behind them and left. And she said something that really concerns me. She said, well, they ain't going to be here long anyway. I was like, what the hell that's supposed to mean? We ain't going to be here long anyway. I'm like, okay. If they have some intentions on something else, they got something else planned in mind, let me know. Let me know. You know, I need to know because if it's something I need, some people just not gonna last. I mean, I don't. What is that about? What's that about? They said they need people. They just hired like 20 something people that's in that training class, but they're gonna be doing something totally different, and I still don't agree on how are they gonna be trained on that particular project. So you know what? I'm not gonna even concern myself. I'm just gonna go straight up to the director since he already asked me for do all these favors and things. And I was in the break room and he asked me what was wrong. I said nothing. I'm just waiting to do some work. I'm gonna ask him, can I be trained on something, the other advanced projects? I'm just gonna ask them because if they're gonna train these other people and bring them there, put me in there. Put me in there. You know, yeah, it may be easy work what I'm doing, but I'm trying to stay for longevity. I'm not trying to be put into a project where they say it's temporary. Well, it's not permanent, and and then the other people who are trained, all the people they train to do other things, because my whole concern is this: is why is there such a high turnover rate? You know, I know it's about people say you fire yourself. People may have issues with attendance. People may never come out of training. Um, People get fired during training. I understand all that, but I'm trying to be aspect. You can't learn everything, but within the department, I'm really trying to learn whatever it is they need to do and trying to focus on growing with a company. Why? One of the mistakes that I made when I was at the IRS was I did not act upon quicker to move to something different. Now I did apply be a revenue officer, when I first got there, and everything went through, But then right at the job freeze, 2000, what was it, 2008 collapse. You know, right at that 2008 collapse, that's when they had these hiring freezes. They weren't hiring anymore for certain positions, and they give you that 1% cost of living expense. That ain't nothing. That's what, an extra $25 in your check for the, 10, 15. No, it wasn't even $25. 10, $10 extra cost of living increase. And I tried to apply for different positions. Don't get me wrong, I really did. I really did apply. I applied, but it was during the time where it wasn't as easy to get another position because they had, like I said, they weren't looking to hire. And this is the internal position that I'm speaking of. And next thing you know, 8 years passed, 9 years passed. Then my 10th year to the day, I get basically booted out. But at the same time, I wasn't happy there. But I just didn't like the fact of how I left, and I got too complacent, along with the rest of them. The same crab barrel mentality. It's a job. It's job security. I sat there, it's job security rather than growing my own career and nurturing it. And then just to find out, I still kind of get tabs on what's going on over there. And matter of fact, the IRS where I worked at, they got an office right next door to where I'm at. And then they got another office where I worked at, not too far from where I'm at now. They down the street. So, I'm like, people that, I hear from previous ex-coworkers, oh, Lori, she's the department manager. Oh, so-and-so is this manager. I heard a lot of people have been moved up. And I I ain't gonna hate because I don't hate, but they had things in place where they had a career goal path and they had things in place and they took advantage of the career movements and things like that. And if I'd done the same thing myself when I was there and really followed not even the rules, because there's no rules. It's all about establishing yourself with relationships with people. It's not about just doing your job. See, you could be the top producer and the top whatever, but that's not really going to make you transition to a career move. It's not. What's going to really get you promoted is your relationships with people. That's why I do the things I did when I was here. Oh, we need help. I put myself there and exert myself. When they were doing that little pancake thing, and I looked, I said, okay, I'll bring my grill. They didn't ask nobody to bring a grill. They didn't ask nobody to bring anything. I did it upon myself to be a team player. So I am a team player. I just don't like the drama that comes with all the unnecessary stuff. I just can't. I can't deal with that kind of. I can't deal with that type of environment. But and I don't like I know. See, I know us. See, people they like to give shade. They like to hate. If you doing something, they be like, so and so think she doing something because she. I was like, and I ain't just heard that one time. I heard that several times. Only this is my third week, and that's all they talking about. So-and-so think they do. I was like, why they be hating? But that's life. But anyway, let me go. It's 6:01, and y'all have a good day. I'll come back with y'all later on in the evening. I'm gonna do some Uber Eats. Hopefully, it'll be pick up a little bit, and maybe turn on Amazon and see what's going on with them. All right, y'all have a good one. Bye.